Welcome back to the ball pit. Show us your balls.
Show us your balls.
Show us your balls. And on today's episode, we're talking about the ball-related question.
What is Italian dressing? I'm your host, Grace. She, her.
I'm Malachi. I use they them pronouns. Italians are keeping the secret from us. They won't tell us what's in Italian dressing.
Is
That's
it-
why I searched up allrecipes.com Italian dressing.
I bet it's a thing like Russian dressing where it's like not actually Italian. They just fed it to
That's actually a
Italian
very good
people.
question.
Because like I know Russian dressing's basically just Thousand Island, but with extra gusto.
And you know it's not Russian?
Yeah. They
Okay,
just
I got
fed it to
ingredients.
Russian people because it's something they thought they'd like.
The ingredients are garlic salt, onion powder, white sugar, dried oregano, black pepper, thyme, dried thyme, dried basil, dried parsley, celery salt, and salt.
And probably vinegar
Huh.
too.
They didn't list vinegar.
It's
But
just
you're
it's
right
just
that
a
it should
powder.
have-
It's just a powder.
Yeah, it's just like several salts that they mixed together.
You eat it and you turn into
Yeah,
a
whisked
fucking
together with
raisin.
white vinegar and oil.
There
But
you
they
go.
like totally just left that out of the ingredients.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
there you go. Wait, I want to know some of the history of it though. As well.
Yeah, give me the history of Italian dressing.
I searched Italian and the first autocorrect was Italian Senate.
Where is Italian dressing from? United States, it
Yeah.
says.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm gonna look Italian dressing Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm.
Vinaigrette style salad dressing in American cuisine consists of water, vinegar or lemon juice, vegetable oil, chopped bell peppers, sugar or corn syrup, herbs and spices, including oregano, fennel, dill, and salt, and sometimes onion and garlic. The creamy Italian variants add milk products and stabilizers.
You got me wondering about Russian dressing, which is also from the United States.
I'm pretty sure it's just Thousand Island with fucking relish in it.
Seems right. The Wikipedia page says Russian dressing is similar to Thousand Island. It's interesting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just Thousand Island with relish. Which, don't get me wrong, that shit. Respectfully, that shit bussin'. Respectfully,
Yeah.
you know.
I love stupid condiments. Like I can't get over dipping mustard. And the fact that no one ever knows what dipping mustard is, because it's only a Pennsylvania thing. Like, have you ever had dipping mustard?
You know, due to my proximity to Pennsylvania, you'd think I would have.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like literally only Pennsylvania. You have to be in Pennsylvania to have ever had, like, dipping mustard.
I have your answer, by the way, for the heritage of Italian dressing.
Give me the facts.
It's thought to date back to 1941 in Framingham, Massachusetts.
Huh.
By a person called Florence Hanna, who was the daughter of Italian immigrants, and wife of restaurateur, which doesn't actually have an N in it, which it should. Restaurateur Ken Hanna made large batches of her family's house salad dressing for the house salads at
Huh.
the restaurant. So I guess that's where Ken's own comes from, is Ken Hanna in 1941.
At least it's like somewhat Italian related, right? Like that's not totally like it was made in the U.S. by Italian immigrants.
Yeah, like they're not gonna be playing Funiculi Funicula in the restaurant, but they might be playing the fucking pizza theme, the pizza anthem.
Yeah, that's your description of how Italian it is.
Yeah, like it's a slightly faded pizza anthem.
I love Italian immigrants because without Italian immigrants, you would never have dollar slice pizza, baby.
Well, yeah, I mean, the universe finds a way, though. I'm sure Chicago would still have shitty deep dish.
You don't like deep dish?
I fucking abhor deep dish.
I'm not like a deep dish number one. I think that's like. I mean,
I have
pizza,
never
though.
had a single slice of good deep dish pizza ever. It's
I-
always too doughy, or it's just like it makes me feel like I'm gonna vom.
I kind of like a doughy pizza, but I see what you mean there.
Especially
I-
from Little Caesars.
I haven't had Little Caesars probably ever, so
You're not
I will
missing out.
admit that.
They've got like one good thing on their menu, and it's the
Yeah,
Italian bread.
interesting. I'll keep that in mind for the next time I don't go to Little Caesars.
Yeah, it's for the best.
I'm so used to New York places, because New York places. So like New York pizza is disgusting. It's like an affront. Like it's not food. It's like they put grease on everything, and it's so good.
They
You know
they
how,
just
like
pour the grease traps out onto the
they
pizza.
must. It's shocking. Like no amount of cheese is gonna cause this much grease on your pizza.
It's about the
crazy.
pepperoni. It's about the pepperoni.
Is it? No, but like I'm getting cheese pizzas that are like crazy greasy. It's not about the pepperoni.
Maybe it's about the sauce.
I think it's just like the cheese or something. I think they're like like separating the cheese from itself.
You put it in a cheese centrifuge. That reminds me, there's a hot dog place near me that's like really good, but I haven't been able to go in forever because it's like half an hour away, and it's very out of the way from what I normally do. But they sell a thing called a chocolate Ricky, which is just ice. It's iced chocolate milk. Like I
That
was
sounds
wondering what it is for the longest time. I was like, is it an egg cream? But like, no, it's just iced chocolate milk.
That sounds just good.
It does. But like their hot dogs, they're so tasty from what I remember.
I have not had a hot dog in a long time. It was like I'd have a hot dog whenever I went to like a baseball game.
Yeah,
Obviously, I haven't
$5.
been to a baseball
Get your
game.
hot dogs, yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
love a
that kind
shitty
of
hot
thing.
dog. Like just a bad hot dog is just like so good.
Well, you want to know what they call the hot dogs at this place?
What?
They call them sweat dogs. You want to know why they call sweat dogs?
I'm not sure I do, but please tell me.
Because back in the day, and possibly still today, I don't know, I haven't been there.
Uh-huh.
When they were waiting to like dress the hot dogs and put them in the buns and shit, the
Yeah.
fuckers would just lay them out on their sweaty ass forearms, and that's how they'd hold them there, so they weren't still on the grill.
That's terrible.
So,
That's
like,
so terrible.
They taste good. Let me
I
tell
mean,
you.
listen, it's a good point. If the sweat tastes good, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna complain, I guess.
Like, you don't want it to burn on the grill while you're waiting to plate it, right?
No, you're right.
So you take it out. You gotta put it on something. You don't have any plates around. You're not gonna waste a plate for a hot dog. You're gonna put the hot dog on your arm, balance that shit there, with, and then someone comes along and you just like rotate your arm and it falls off into the bun.
I mean,
And
you're right,
and
and I'm
and
not so
like
against like
you get the flavors of the hot dog mixed in with the flavors of the garlicky fucking onion tasting sweat of the guy who hasn't showered in 3 weeks. He probably showers daily.
I don't
but-
like the I think I'm not so against having some sweat in my food if it tastes fine, I think. But it's like I don't want to think about it, you know?
I really ought to go to that place again next time I do. If I do ever again, I'll make sure to get a review for the pit, the ball pit.
Yep. You gotta get a review. So have you been up to anything other than wondering about Italian dressing?
Well, that was just a thing that came into my brain as we were here.
Oh, okay, yeah, but other than that, what have you been up to?
Well, I've got board games tonight, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, hell yeah. Have you been playing new board games?
No, not really. I played Mahjong last week. I also
That's a
played
classic.
King of Tokyo and Trash Pandas last week.
I've never played Trash Pandas, but I have played King of Tokyo.
Yeah.
I really like King of Tokyo.
A new person showed up last time, like a couple of new people,
It's fun.
and they totally like the one guy. He brought his kid.
Yeah.
The guy wrecked house. He won every game that we played.
Damn.
That didn't like we played a game of mahjong as well that ended in a draw, but like he
Mhm.
won everything else. Tonight we're
Do you
hoping to have some good turnout though, because like a bunch of students from the college that we hosted at showed up,
Right, and
and
now that,
expressed
like-
interest in coming this week.
Oh, nice. I've been hanging out at home, but you know what I've been doing? I've been catching up on the ultimate classics. I've been playing a little bit of Ratchet and Clank, Tools of Destruction. That's a PS3 game I'll never forget.
You want to know what I've been playing?
What have you been playing?
I've been playing Metal Gear Rising.
Have you cut someone's head off yet?
I've cut people into many bits.
But head specifically.
No.
Damn, that's fucked up.
I also played a little bit of Streets of Rogue, one of my favorite roguelikes
Streets of Rogue.
ever.
That's the one that's like top down, and there's like
Yeah,
gorillas.
yeah. The one that I'm always like, you should get, and then you never do.
You've never told me to get it.
I've told you to get it a couple times for sure.
You've never told me to get it.
I'm almost certain. And I
But
also
I know Streets
played
of Rogue.
yesterday. I played a little game called Shotgun King: The Final Checkmate. I played the demo for it
Shotgun.
because it's not out yet.
Interesting.
It's a chess themed roguelike where you play as a king with a shotgun.
I have seen this.
Yeah, I watched Angry Tom play it on the YouTube, and I was like, I want to play that. And I was like, oh shit, the demo's free, and it's not even out yet. I want to play this. And then I did. It was fun, but I suck at it.
It looks hard. It looks
It
awesome though.
is really fun, and it's not that easy. You gotta have a
Well, it
big
seems like
brain.
you definitely need to know, like, pretty quickly how the chess pieces move.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, everybody knows how the chess pieces move.
Well, I mean, like, knowing that intuitively is different than knowing it. It's different as all. Like, lots of people know how they move, but like knowing like where that knight could be after two moves is not something that everyone's just going to be able to know right away.
Well, sure, but like the way it works is there's a clock on each piece, so they don't move immediately. Like some pieces will wait 3 turns before they move, some wait 5.
Interesting.
You're the only piece that is guaranteed to be able to move every turn.
Right. Well, that makes sense since it'd be pretty difficult if
Yeah.
you could.
So it's a really fun game though. I definitely recommend checking it out.
It
In-
looks super good too.
Yeah, in this game, I haven't gotten very far in it, but
Yeah.
every level you get the ability to choose an upgrade and a boost for the enemy.
Uh-huh.
So like you can get certain things that like increase your ammo capacity or increase the number
You have
of
to reload.
shells you can have in your shotgun at a time.
Does that mean you have to reload if you like run out of ammo?
Well, you shoot and then you have a 1-barrel shotgun to start out with. So you shoot and then when you move you reload. And then if you aren't reloading or shooting that round, when you move, you just regenerate ammo up to your maximum amount.
I see.
The objective of each level is to kill the king. So, like, there's certain enemy boosts that will, like... There's one that decreases the health of rooks, but makes them more plentiful.
That's interesting.
There's one that you can't kill the king unless you kill all the knights first.
Huh.
There's one that
I
on
really
turn
like that.
20, 2 new bishops show up. And on the 3rd round, every time, the queen shows up.
That's cool.
And then you gotta deal with the queen.
The queen must be really irritating to deal with.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you, like, can get close enough to her. Like, you can... If you're within a knight's range of her, then you're pretty good. You can shoot her pretty well. Because, like, knight's range, you got decent range on your shotgun. You can do good damage from there if you've got... Especially if you got damage power-ups. But
Mm-hmm.
if you're stuck at the other end of the fucking map, waiting for her to get close to you, you're just gonna have to hope you can kill the king and get it over with.
Right.
It's real weird.
I like some chess. So it seems like it's not chess, of course, but it seems like liking chess is gonna make you like the game.
I don't like chess much, and I like the game, so...
Well, I don't think that means that what I'm saying is wrong, because I feel like liking chess more means you're gonna like the game more. Not that liking chess is like necessary for liking the game.
In theory, I suppose you could be correct. Oh, you know what else is new in my life?
What else is new in your life?
Yesterday, I got a couple of packages in the mail.
Oh, that's cool.
I got a copy of Thrills by Andrew Bird,
Thrills by Andrew Bird.
my favorite album of the moment.
Yup.
Favorite Andrew Bird album for sure at the moment, because Inside Problems isn't out yet. Way to date this episode. It's not June 3rd, 2022 yet. But also, I got a rice cooker, which means I'm officially an adult.
A rice cooker is a good thing to have.
Yeah. I haven't gotten to use it yet because my mom got me fucking a sub for breakfast, like a jerk, not letting me use my rice cooker.
Mm-hmm.
I might use it when I get home tonight, though, from board games. I might just throw some rice in there, like 2 cups. Eat some of it, and then have fried rice tomorrow.
Rice cooker is super convenient.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got a nice little spot on the counter next to the rice bucket.
Right.
Pretty cool. Fucking tired day. I don't know why I'm so tired today.
I'm feeling pretty good in terms of tiredness. I'm actually on a real sleep schedule now. It's crazy.
I'm on a sleep schedule of wake up around 1 every day.
I'm
Today I
waking
actually woke up
closer
like 20 minutes early.
Yeah, I'm closer to noon every day. And it's great.
Um, tell you about
Yep.
tell you about this morning though.
Tell me about this one.
Fuck, you make me record an hour after I wake up.
You were the one who wanted to record early.
I said I wanted to be done before 5 because that's when I have to get ready to leave for board.
Okay, if you had a problem with it, you should have let me know.
I don't have a problem with it, but it is a bitch.
It is early. So what do you want to say about? Is that it about the morning or?
I think so.
Well, it's fine to have a slower episode. We can hang out. We can. What things have I been getting into? I got barotrauma.
Nice. I saw that. Yeah. You
I've
should have told
been-
me. We could have traumaed together.
Oh, you've got it too?
Yeah, I've had it for ages.
I don't know how to play barotrauma even a little bit.
Oh, it's
That's a lie.
easy. It's easy.
It's not. It's not so easy.
It's pretty easy to literally like play.
So I
Like
feel like I
actually beating a
understand-
mission's hard, but
I think I understand basically every thing you can be doing except for the medic stuff and all the crafting stuff.
medic stuff's
Um,
easy enough. You just gotta
medic
like
stuff, the
pay
problem
attention to
is,
the
like,
menu.
You can just like give people morphine and then they
Oh, yeah.
like, get addicted to morphine.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's so easy to get someone addicted to morphine.
You wanna know
it's
one
like
of my
insane
favorite
for
things to
you.
do in that game?
Yeah.
To shoot my friends so that I get to practice medicine on them.
No, so you level up your medicine skill?
Yeah, I'm like, hey buddy, bah, bah, and they're like, oh, my legs, and then I'm like, I'm going to heal you now.
Well, that game seems like it's a lot of fun with friends. I played a little bit with one friend who also got the game recently, and we were playing like just individual missions.
Is
and
this
then
a friend
some
I
weird-
know or a completely unrelated friend?
Completely unrelated friend. The we also had like the traders thing on as maybe, which is so terrible since you just don't know if someone's the trader.
Yeah,
that was
if
so
somebody is the
terrible.
trader though, you can just like sneak off and like weld a door shut, break
Yeah.
a hole in the, like steal all the diving suits, oxygen containers, like weld the door shut to the airlock,
Mhm.
and then just break a hole at like in the wall so it floods.
Being the trader, it doesn't just mean like destroying the submarine.
Well, it means eliminating your crew,
No, not necessarily.
right? No?
There's like different trader missions that you get.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, like you can play it like just do whatever it means to like mess up your crew, and that can be fun too. But it's so easy to destroy a submarine.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that you could take people like change things in someone else's inventory without
Oh, yeah.
them noticing. There
You
was
can
like,
handcuff people if they aren't paying attention.
well, handcuffing people is obvious since they know that they've been handcuffed. But what's worse is when you like change out like someone's like welding tool to have like oxygen instead of welding fuel. And then you get into a situation just filled with chaos, which is awesome. I love the chaos in that game.
Yeah, you ever wanted to make a flamethrower
Mm-hmm.
that explodes? Well, that reminds me, I watched a movie yesterday.
What movie?
Deck the Halls.
Deck the Halls. Is that a Christmas movie?
Yep.
I was. Just tell me about Deck the Halls.
It's a fucked up movie about a man who drives another man insane for fun.
Damn.
In this movie, you have
Is it
two
a comedy?
characters. It's supposed to be, but it was horrifying to me.
Okay, yeah.
You have two characters. One is Danny DeVito. Another is a guy that I swear I've seen before, but I can't remember his name. Danny DeVito plays a guy called Buddy Hall.
The other guy is Ferris Bueller?
Is it really? Matthew
Like, no,
fucking
this guy isn't
Broderick?
Ferris Bueller. That guy's definitely Ferris Bueller.
Is it really Matthew Broderick?
Yes.
Holy shit, that's why. So Matthew Broderick he's the Christmas guy in town. There's a couple of guys, they've all got their own holidays. He's got Christmas.
Okay.
So he's getting prepared. He's talking to the dudes like, "Hey, nice job on the Christmas tree there." And then he does the fucking taxes or some shit. I don't know. He goes home. He was a Navy brat, so he grew up. He didn't have real solid Christmas ever. So he regiments Christmas now so that his kids have Christmas every year.
Okay.
So his kids are one thing, let me tell you. His 15-year-old daughter is a stereotypical teenager in a movie.
Uh-huh.
Specifically a teenage girl. His son is 10 years old, going through an existential, like, midlife crisis. But he's also a weird fucking perv.
Okay.
The neighbors, Danny DeVito's character's Buddy Hall, has two kids. They're twins named Ashley and Emily. When Steve Fish, Matthew Broderick's character, and his family go over to meet them, his kid, his son is like, "Can I live here?" Because like, there's three things that happen. One, the mom is, I guess, the kid finds her attractive. Two, she used to do modeling for an art class, nude modeling, and she has a painting of herself in the living room.
Okay.
Just there. And the three, he finds the twins attractive. So
This is an insane.
I haven't even gotten to it yet. I haven't gotten to the gaslighting.
Okay.
The main plot of the movie: Buddy moves to town. He makes his house so bright. Like, when I'm talking, I mean, like, he puts the Griswolds in Christmas Vacation to shame. Like, you know how their house is so bright that it fucking explodes?
No.
You've never seen Griswold's Family Vacation? Lampoon Christmas?
No.
Huh. Well, their house is so bright that it causes the power to go.
Okay.
Buddy's house is so bright, it should cause the power to go, but it doesn't. Because he's leeching Steve's power. So he's got it split out across the neighborhood.
Okay, yeah.
So there's that. Next. Oh, excuse me, I got a yawn. Steve doesn't find out that the power has been leached until after their wives leave them, but that's something for later on in the line.
What?
Danny DeVito is a car salesman. He shows up into town, and three of his colleagues are like, "Hey, why don't you go sell that guy a car?" That guy in the lot that they're trying to tell him to sell a car to, by the way, they put $3,000 down, and if he would have failed, he would have had to pay $3,000 each. Or $3,000 out total, I guess.
Okay.
The guy in the lot is the owner of the dealership. He goes out there, and in 5 seconds, Danny DeVito sells the owner a car at sticker price. And that's the clip that made me want to watch the movie. I saw a YouTube short, and I was like, yeah, I want to watch this movie. And
What's
that's
up
into...
with Danny DeVito playing car salesman?
I don't know.
Sorry, go on.
So he buys out the entire town's stock of Christmas lights, makes his house so bright, driving Fish insane. He's like, "I'm the Christmas guy. I'm the one who Christmas is."
Yeah.
You know, full Walter White mode now.
He's gone Walter White.
I'm the one who Christmas is.
Right. You hate to become the one who doesn't Christmases.
So he gets mad, like anyone would. If you're the Christmas guy and some new fucker shows up into town and then does Christmas and does it better than you would be pretty miffed, wouldn't you?
Um,
Like he's taking away the one thing you have going for you in this town at this time of year.
I mean, me personally, I would never be a Christmas guy. But
Well,
like, so it's hard for me to think about that.
you gotta play with me here. You gotta play with me.
Okay, I'll accept it. I'll accept it.
That'd be like me coming out of nowhere and being the cat enjoyer and then doing it
That'd be
more
fine.
hardcore than you. Like
More
that's
power
your
to
thing.
you.
You know what? You're not understanding the weight of the situation here. Matthew Broderick is going insane.
Okay, yeah. Okay, it's more important.
On
for
multiple
Danny DeVito
occasions,
to
I
enjoy.
fully expected this movie to go full on slasher fic. Like
Okay.
I expected multiple times for Matthew Broderick to pull out a knife or a gun and kill Danny DeVito.
Okay.
So Danny DeVito keeps ramping up. Matthew Broderick is tired of it. He's the Christmas guy. So he goes on a mission with his young kid, who's the lookout, up on a telephone pole. And he goes on a mission to take out the power. He sneaks up. He almost gets caught. He dives into a live manger scene that Danny DeVito has like bought out and made in his front yard.
Yep.
He gets vomited on by a camel. Matthew Broderick does, and then he, yeah,
Oh, I see. You really meant live manger scene.
yeah, and then he throws a snowball into the fuse box and takes out the whole power. And not
Would that
5
work?
seconds later, yeah, it worked in the movie.
Well, it worked in the movie, but would that work?
It was an open fuse box and it got all fucking water in it, so I'd assume it wouldn't
I
be
guess-
great.
It probably wouldn't be. I feel like that wouldn't break
Well,
it.
plus it was snow, so it was an impact. It'd be like taking a hammer to a
It's
fuse
not
box
a
and
hammer,
then pouring
though.
water
Snowball
on it.
doesn't have anywhere near the
It's
mass.
a pretty. If it was a pretty tightly packed snowball,
I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
I do because like it was icy snow, you know, the kind that
Okay,
compacts
I'll
real
accept that
nice and hard.
I don't mean to derail you.
5 seconds later, a backup generator comes on, so there's more noise than there already was from like the music blaring because he's got his lights synced up to music.
Uh-huh.
The next day he's fixing the power. He finds, or no, that night, Danny DeVito's fixing the power. He finds that there was a snowball in the fuse box, and he knows Matthew Broderick was just in his yard, so he figures it out. The next morning, Matthew Broderick wakes up to find that there's a Christmas tree in his house. He had trouble getting a Christmas tree because Danny DeVito accidentally burned down the lot where his Christmas trees were. His personal Christmas trees that he's been growing for 15 years. The next morning, he wakes up to find a Christmas tree in the house, fully decorated and everything, and a brand new car in the driveway. Because Danny DeVito inadvertently got his Matthew Broderick's first car ripped up because people came into town to see the lights on his house, and they parked their RVs really close to each other. So a tow hitch and a winch hook, one on each side, and he was trying to back out between them because the assholes wouldn't move, and he ripped his doors off.
Damn. Okay.
Turns out that the tree in his house was the tree from the town's Christmas tree,
Oh shit.
and the car in his driveway was illegally bought under his name by Danny DeVito, who forged his signature on it.
What? Oh my god.
And Danny DeVito's not supposed to be like the major bad guy. You're supposed to be like, wow, he's bad, but fucking fish, get over yourself, right? No, this man is being fucking gaslit.
He got framed for like.
He got framed for stealing the town's Christmas tree. And he got a car bought for him that he can't afford. So he has to pay the car off that afternoon, or else he goes to jail.
Oh my god.
Not to mention the fact that now Danny DeVito has upped his light show so it's extra loud and noisy, and it's extra bright.
Okay.
So Fish goes to the cops, and they're like, "We're not gonna do anything. Fuck you." Oh, by the way, this reminds me, the one like major complaint I have with this movie. I have smaller complaints, but the major one is that they used a completely pointless joke as part of the plot. The joke is that the sheriff is a cross-dresser, which
Yeah,
like
it's not gonna age well.
yeah, no, it hasn't. It's weird.
That's just a classic.
Like, so what?
that
He
they're gonna-
wears women's underwear. They're comfy. That shit's
yeah.
comfy. But it is what it is. He goes to the cops. They won't do anything. He challenges Danny DeVito to a speed skating race. If I win,
Cool.
you take your shit and get out of town, and I keep the car.
Uh-huh.
If you win, I pay off the car. He's about to win the speed skating race
Yeah.
when this German couple, who are background characters in the whole movie, fucking pull a Ricky Bobby. They do the shake and bake maneuver
Yeah.
and absolutely kill Matthew Broderick. They fully destroy him with a cannonball maneuver.
Okay.
So Danny DeVito jumps over his corpse and wins the race.
Like Lightning McQueen in Cars.
Yeah. When when that guy spins out and dies.
Right.
And he keeps
I
winning.
just mean at the start of the movie when everyone crashes and
Lightning McQueen just keeps going.
everyone.
Yeah, that's what happened. In a Red Wings jersey too.
I did see him being in a Red Wings jersey.
And then their wives leave them because they're tired of the constant one-upitude and like them not being acknowledged. Like, one more thing before Fish's wife leaves him. Danny DeVito's wife has left. She's at a motel with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Fish buys a shit ton of illegal fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
He launches some of them at Danny DeVito's house. One of them sparks a box full, which causes the big one, the fucking military grade one, to go off. It goes down his chimney and burns the fucking family room up, including the tree.
Damn. Wait,
and
his own family room?
His own family room.
Okay.
Turns out Danny DeVito was at the hotel throwing rocks at the window trying to get his wife and kids to talk to him. So he wasn't even there for the torment.
This is a fucked up movie.
It is truly. The next so that is when Matthew Broderick's family leaves him.
Uh-huh.
That night, when I swear they were about to kill each other, they're like, our fucking wives left us. What are we doing? What are we doing with our lives, with our time? And
Right.
then they fucking make an impossible light display that is a path that goes from the hotel to their house.
Okay.
And they also cook a massive Christmas dinner.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That. That's it.
That's it. They make
Oh.
they make a big dinner and an impossible lights display in an impossible amount of time, all in one evening without anyone noticing. It goes straight through the middle of town, so it interrupts infrastructure.
But it works. They get their wives back.
But they get their wives back. Like, that's not how that shit works. You burn down the family room, you don't fix it with Christmas dinner.
Well, folks, I hope you've enjoyed the dramatic retelling of the classic hit movie Deck the Halls, which is not. I think it got like 50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, it wasn't a great movie.
Well, that's how you know it's a great movie.
Oh, baby, yeah. I
Oh,
also
you want to guess what it got on Rotten Tomatoes actually for actual?
69.
6%.
Oh. Holy shit. That is bad.
That's the audience score, on the other hand, 30%.
That is
Nothing.
bad.
Oh my god.
I think honestly, it's like my third favorite Christmas movie, though.
Yeah?
Yeah. I watched another movie recently as well.
Yeah?
Saving Private Ryan.
It's a good movie.
I don't normally like World War II stuff, especially like movies, because they tend to be really weirdly dramatic and also not that fun.
I was really into that movie for a little bit.
Yeah, that's not to say that it was a fun movie, but I had a good time. You know,
I think that is a fun movie.
in a
I think
sense,
that uh
watching
who's the
people go
person who
through
said
wartime
stuff?
trauma.
Who's this person who said stuff about war movies, like always inevitably being like pro-war films? Like you can't make an anti-war film. I don't remember who said that, but like
I don't even.
I think that that to some degree is true. Like Saving Private Ryan is not an anti-war film. It's like look how cool these people are.
Well,
To some
not really
degree.
though, because it's like showing the trauma
Eh,
that people were experiencing in real time.
you're right that it shows that, but I feel like also it's partially like look how cool these people are.
Well, it's. I don't think it's. I didn't interpret it that way.
I think inevitably there's like it's hard to read that film in any way other than like look how cool these people are. It's definitely reverent of them.
I definitely got a lot of like, what is this bullshit PR thing that the military is making us do, risking the lives of a couple of people for one person who barely matters in the grand scheme of things, all to make the army look good.
I guess. I just think that there's too many parts that are like uh I just think there's too many parts of that movie. I like the movie, to be very clear. But I think that it's hard for that movie to be really like anti-war when like part of it is like you've got the like one guy who shoots a gun so good that he's like up in that bell tower shooting everybody. Like
Sure,
you're
but he
supposed to
also
like
gets
that.
his shit blown up.
Yeah, but you're supposed to like his mastery over shooting people in the face.
Yeah, I'd like to point out that if they did it purely anti-war, they wouldn't get any viewers because they'd be bored.
Well, I think that
So
you're
you
kind
got to
of right
have
about
some
that.
good
I think that
action
that's
sequences. And I think that's what that was. Was that was like a way of getting people into the theater.
I
And
think
I'm
that's
not
the sense
saying
in
that
which
this is like it was made the way I interpreted it. I'm just saying I interpreted it in a way that was pretty anti-war.
I think it's definitely true that there is like some anti-war sentiments in there. I'm just saying that I think that like with whoever I'm like paraphrasing, I think it's hard for you to really make a movie that's anti-war because, like you said, there's going to be like action scenes and stuff in it, and I think that those are like going to have to be pro-war to some degree.
I guess like people will interpret them as pro-war, but if you didn't have those action scenes, people wouldn't show up. And while there won't be a massive audience that understands the message that you might be trying to convey, because they're just there for the action sequences, I do think that ultimately Saving Private Ryan is not a movie glorifying war. It is a movie showcasing the tragedies of specifically D-Day, but like that will transcend that day and just cover war in general. I figure.
I don't know. I think
'Cause-
that definitely it can have elements of it, like this shit sucks, but also I think that it's hard to when you've got like, oh, look at Tom Hanks doing the mirror thing. He's so cool. Like I feel like some amount of that is gonna end up being like pro-war.
I don't. There was never a moment in that movie though where they were like trying to show World War II as being a good thing.
Well, it's not like they were having like a fun time, but you're supposed to be like, whoa, look at how like good at shooting people these guys are.
Sure, but that's one thing. Like, marksmanship doesn't have to be associated with war. You don't even have to be in the military to be a marksman. You can just
Okay, I think
be a
that's
good
clearly
shooter.
a false equivalence because they're definitely in the military doing war when they're doing the marksmanship.
Yeah,
stuff.
sure, but I'm just saying that that's not like inherently pro-military or pro-war. That's just pro that individual for being a fucking badass.
I think that in itself is pro-war. To be like, to show like the cool things that people are like, look at their ability.
I
to
wouldn't
be-
say it's that cool though.
Well, you just said that it was that person being a badass.
Well, yeah,
what else-
sure, but,
what
like,
other way am I supposed to take that?
I wouldn't say it's cool. I'd say it's impressive for sure, but like
I think that
It's
badass has to
still
be.
happening. It's still a war.
Uh, I agree that it is still a war.
Like, more of that movie showed people shutting down because of traumatic experiences than it did showing people being cool.
I just don't think that's true.
There were two cases where Tom Hanks fully stopped functioning. Plus, there was the whole scene with the guy running ammo around, nearly getting his head taken off 3 times, watching a goddamn Nazi come down the stairs after strangling one of his compatriots?
That's a word, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, like, yeah, it's not a good. I see what you mean. I understand that certainly there's parts of that that is like showing the like horrors of it.
Not to
I
mention
just
the
think.
entire fucking Normandy landing.
Well, I think the Normandy landing is mostly people being like, look at Tom Hanks's ability to move through the chaos here.
Right, but I didn't. That wasn't what it seemed to be focusing on to me. You saw more massive casualties than you did Tom Hanks being able to maneuver it. Like, sure, he
I don't
maneuvered
think
it,
that's
but
true. Once he gets on the beach and he's like I said with like the mirror thing, he like shows the mirror and then he's like, whoa, then we shoot this guy here. I feel like certainly it's hard. I don't think you're gonna agree with me. I think there's no words that I can string together that'll get you to agree with me. And that's
sure,
okay.
but like, do you think when there's a political debate, either side ends up coming away? It's more about just talking to each other and figuring out what's going on.
Well, I feel like I've said the extent of the things that I mean,
Hmm.
is all.
And I've still got more points I could rattle off.
Okay, what more points do you have?
Um, fuck. At the end of the movie, the person
Yeah.
that we've been following gets shot very unceremoniously. It's not even a close up of him getting shot.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks just gets shot like he's a side character.
Uh-huh.
They're not glorifying being a badass in war because they fucking shot him unceremoniously.
I don't think that's true. I think that like they're obviously like I like see what you mean that they weren't reverent about his death, but they were like at the end of the movie, it's like here's Matt Damon being like, "Oh, but that guy was so cool. I'm going to his grave because I miss him."
He's not going to that grave because he's cool. He's going to that grave because he saved his life.
I think that I think that it's hard to have that in any way other than that guy was cool.
I
And maybe that's like a
disagree
simplistic way of
strongly.
describing it, but I think that like the fact that inevitably like the thing is like that guy did something very good. Uh,
Well, you
and like
saw what
I
happened, though, right? You saw how many German troops there were at that point. Without Tom Hanks's plan, Matt Damon would have been fucking goo underneath
No,
of the
I'm not
shoes of
disagreeing with that.
German
In fact, I'm
soldiers.
agreeing. I'm saying that that's the way that it has to like because of that. That's why uh it's showing like oh, but like this situation is so bad, but look at his ability to like go through it and like save Matt Damon at the end, right?
Right, but at what cost? The futility of war is you may accomplish your goal, but at what cost?
I agree that there's definitely that sentiment that they're trying to show you the great amount of cost, but I think there's no way that you can you can have him like succeed in the end. Uh, which like you have to, right? Like for the movie, it would people wouldn't like it as much. I wouldn't like it as much if at the end it was all for nothing. But
Well, it wasn't all for nothing. They accomplished their goal of saving one guy, but at the
no, that's what
end,
I'm saying. I'm saying if
everybody
they made
else
it all for
died.
nothing and they made it so no one made it out, then the people would like the movie less. I would like the movie less. It'd be a less fun movie. But I'm saying that by succeeding, I think it takes away from their point of like the futility of it to some degree. Because you're right that
Like,
it's
basically,
not a
only
fair
one
trade.
person made it out.
No,
Vin
you're right
Diesel
that it's not a
died,
fair
and
trade.
fucking, I'm pretty sure, what's his face? The guy with the fucking mustache. He died, I'm pretty sure.
I agree
Tom
with you that
Hanks
it's not
died.
a fair trade. I'm just saying that I feel like it undercuts the futility by having him make it out. And I agree that they had to do that because otherwise the movie wouldn't be as fun for anyone. Uh, it's just that I feel like it does mean that, like, to some degree it wasn't futile, right? Like they're showing that, like, he made it out and he's like, wow. I don't understand how I can think of that any other way other than Matt Damon being like, it was pretty cool that Tom Hanks saved me. He was like a good dude, right?
I don't think there's any amount of the ending of that movie that says that was cool. That says that was fucked up. Thank you for saving me. But now I've
Yeah.
got this terrible memory of everyone dying.
I think it's very untrue to think of that as like a terrible memory because, like, that was the movie, right? The memory that you're talking about was the movie, and like if you come away enjoying the movie, like I did, I enjoyed that movie. I feel like it can't be such like uh a terrible memory.
It's not your memory though, so you wouldn't interpret it as terrible because you didn't watch all of your fucking compatriots die in front of you.
Um, like I see what you mean, but if I'm interpreting the memory as the movie that I just watched and I enjoyed it, I feel like then I like even if he wouldn't have enjoyed it.
I enjoyed the Saw movie. That doesn't mean I'd like the memory of being tortured like that. Nobody would.
You're right. There's different like types of enjoyment, but I don't think that Saving Private Ryan is like a. I admittedly haven't watched the Saw movie, so I couldn't talk about that. And you can like movies or like media in which like only bad things happen. Like I like Release the Painful, which is like a very very dark and like just kind of like fucked up story. It's like a slog and it's like not that fun, really. But I do enjoy that. Um, so that you can definitely enjoy things that are like not fun. But I think I lost my train of thought at some point.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess that just means I won.
Fuck you. That's definitely not true.
I think it is true though. So
Yeah,
if it wasn't, then you wouldn't have lost your train of thought.
that's how it works.
You get so caught up in the validity of my argument that you got lost.
Okay, what's the square root of 169?
Your mom.
Incorrect, and I guess that means I won.
It's probably something like. It ends in a 3.
You're right, it does end in a 3.
13?
It is 13.
Hell yeah. See? I win.
You don't win. I had to help you there.
Well, I knew it ended in a 3 because the 9. I knew it ended in a 3.
Thank you for listening to this episode, folks.
I didn't even get to talk about. I didn't even get to talk about the Galaxy Fold.
Do you want to talk about the Galaxy Fold?
No. It's too late. We're already ending.
Tell me about the Galaxy Fold.
No.
What's the
ending.
Galaxy Fold?
It's a phone.
It's the folding phone?
Yeah. Look it
I
up.
don't want to talk about the Galaxy Fold.
Galaxy Z Fold 3, specifically the 3. That's the one I want to get.
You want to get it?
Yeah.
Why would you want a phone that folds?
Because it's like a fucking phone, but then it's also like a tablet.
What?
We'll talk about it after the podcast.
Okay, thanks for listening to the podcast, folks. Remember to show us your balls, which is to say, send us an email featuring some sort of balls to our email, ballpod.show@gmail.com.
Oh, and if
You know-
you've seen Saving Private Ryan, make sure to talk in the comments about who's right,
Yeah.
or if you have some other
what
nuanced take.
we love
then-
engagement, which is to say, please argue with each other, be rude to each other, make
Do
fun of
not
each
be
other.
evil. Do not be evil. I'm the one who condones evil, and I'm even telling them not to be evil.
Be as evil as you want. Lie. Just make something up. Make up a scene, and I'm with you, no matter what you say. That's not true. Don't say anything too fucked up, please. And don't actually be mean to each other. But
The
do
Nazis
lie.
in that movie were actually the good guys.
If you say that, you will be banned from ever listening to the show again. However, if you do just lie about something, I'm on board. Just let me know I'm on board. That's all you need to know. Anyways, send us an email. Show us your balls.
Show us your balls.
Bye.
Goodbye.